Hello and welcome everybody to yet another presentation of Hard Hats TV. Right now we've got the seventh place game, the second game of the day is a rematch of the Rocky Mountain Lobos and the Rhode Island Post 39 team from South Kingstown, Rhode Island. We will see how it goes. South Kingstown and Rhode Island not Rhode Island, Rocky Mountain both at 2-3 in this tournament. Rocky Mountain was 0-3 entering yesterday, swept Premier West and the current top seeded Bellevue West team, DC Electric from Bellevue, Nebraska, just outside in the edges of the Omaha metro area. South Kingstown lost their game yesterday 16-3 after, Rocky Mountain kind of shook up the hornet's nest on that Bellevue West team. But they made a little triangle. Rocky Mountain beat Bellevue West beat Rhode Island, and Rhode Island beat Rocky Mountain. In the last game that these two teams played, Rocky Mountain was blown out by a score of 12-0 in a mercy rule game. But the Lobos have really pulled it together. We'll see how this goes. I'll get lineups to you in a minute as I do this. So, okay. We'll start off with the Rocky Mountain Lobos, who will bat first. Leading off for them is center fielder Judah Westdorf. The pitcher, J.J. Johnson, is second. Shortstop Ross Frank is down to the 3-hole. First baseman Ben Kozowski going to be the cleanup man. Third baseman Eli Murphy is fifth. The catcher, Caden Botter-Tolar, is at the 6-hole. Second baseman Max Abernathy is seventh. Playing left field and batting eighth is Owen Itzall. And the right fielder is going to be Weiler Lyons at the 9-hole with J.J. Johnson on the mound. So to repeat, the first three for the Lobos: center fielder Judah Westdorf, pitcher J.J. Johnson, and shortstop Ross Frank. The middle three: first baseman Ben Kozowski, third baseman Eli Murphy, and catcher Caden Botter-Tolar. And the bottom three: second baseman Max Abernathy, left fielder Owen Itzall, and right fielder Weiler Lyons, J.J. Johnson on the mound. Now for South Kingstown, Rhode Island, leading off for them is the prodigious shortstop Brandon Westerfield, followed by the catcher Liam Segal at the 2-hole. Second baseman Patrick Rule is third. Playing catcher and batting cleanup is Graham LaPlante. Right fielder will be Zach Previte today. Then at first is going to be Will Creed. Left fielder Boone Bissett is seventh. The third baseman, who's been doing pretty well at the hot corner, is Mark Hutchins Jr., the coach's kid, and then the pitcher, Jonah Moniz, going to be at the 9-hole with Moniz on the mound. So to repeat for South Kingstown, their first three: shortstop Brandon Westerfield, center fielder Liam Segal, and second baseman Patrick Rule. The middle three: catcher Graham LaPlante, right fielder Zach Previte, and first baseman Will Creed. In the bottom three: left fielder Boone Bissett, third baseman Mark Hutchins Jr., and pitcher Jonah Moniz. We are ready to go here. Both these teams 2-3. Rocky Mountain, a very different team from the last time they played, it seems.
Well, I'll say this, Oliver, and that is that it's not every tournament when you're playing a seventh place game that the two teams participating can finish with a 500 record here at this tournament. But that's what we have here, and there's a lot on the line for the Lobos, a chance to finish on a 3-game winning streak, and that really launches the Lobos into the heart of their July schedule. And for post 39, to head all the way back to the East Coast with a 500 showing out here at one of the top tournaments in the Intermountain West. Something pretty positive to smile about.
Absolutely. I'm sure they've had a fun time. I believe I heard that they headed out to a rodeo in Belle Fourche and got to see their first rodeo.
That's outstanding, and yeah, that's the roundup going on up there in Butte County, and that's a great way to spend some time and get an experience to actually see and experience rodeo. And yeah, they have a great fairgrounds out there in Belle Fourche, and great people out there. And I bet the people in Belle Fourche were really hospitable and happy to hear about this post 39 South Kingstown, Rhode Island being in attendance. They probably even got a shout out from the rodeo announcer. And as long as you go to a rodeo and you don't get asked to step in and be the rodeo clown, it's usually a good experience.
Did they ever actually do that, like ask bystanders?
No, they do not. One time, I had the crazy idea that I was going to go onto the dirt and try to pull $1 off the top of a bowl, and somebody just pulled me right off the fence and said, "No, you don't." And I looked at him and I'm like, "Thank you, thank you for protecting me." So, no, there's something about the rodeo that is just at the very core of the American Western experience, and good for all those young men and coaches from South Kingstown, Rhode Island, to go up to Belfouche, the center of the nation, and experience that Roundup rodeo.
Really fun. And we are ready to go. Jonah Moness on the mound, his second time pitching in this tournament. South Kingstown yesterday was really low on players. On their bench, they only had 2 to spare by the end of the day. I believe they had one of their players was injured, Will Creed, after running to first base. He ended up pulling something or tripping. Oh no, it was a rough tag on a pinch runner. No, whoever number 6 is, I need to figure that out again. But rough tag brought in a replacement runner there, and then the starter Quinn Matos was booted from the game after talking back to the ump. All right, first pitch from Moness is low, but to remind you, post 39. Last time these two teams played, post 39 put up a 7-run first and won a commanding game 12 to nothing. Here's Judah Westorp. Having a good game, a good tournament in the field, as well as playing well in center field. 2-0. Ooh, called ball just off the plate. And quickly, Moness down in the count 3-0. Got to see if Moness can find his pitch here. He does. Fastball down the middle, strike 1. So he re-enters competing in this at-bat. What is that? We got a daddy long legs on the windowsill here. Strike 2. I have not seen a daddy long legs while I've been here. You know that daddy long legs technically a crustacean. Very closely related to crabs and lobsters in the type. Full count, payoff pitch, low, ball 4. So after re-entering the at-bat, Moness does still hand out his first walk. Westorp will take his base, his first walk of the tourney, and it brings up J.J. Johnson. Hope y'all are having a good morning. It's almost not morning in Rhode Island right now, 11:42. Pitch fouled into the glove of the catcher LaPlante, and 0-1. So I believe by rule, the starter Matos not going to be eligible for this one. Ball gets by the catcher, and taking off for second is Westorp. He will be safe. Wild pitch moves the man, eliminates the double play. And J.J. Johnson now in a 1-1 count. Moness still looking for his first out. The depth of pitching definitely been kind of what has been holding up post 39 in the latter half of the tourney. Fastball fouled away. Strike 2. J.J. Johnson, the pitcher, can help himself out, give himself a lead here with a single. He is 6 for 6, one of the best hitters on this team. Two extra base hits for him. Moness checks the runner, kicks, delivers. It is grounded over to third. Hutchins is going to hold the runner, kind of, throw to first, and there will not be a play at third. He was not able to hold the runner, but he does get the out. Westorp takes third on the play. 5-3 put out. We'll bring in Ross Frank. Frank, honorable mention All-State at Rocky Mountain High School, but has had a less than stellar tournament at the plate. 2 for 18. Big swing and a miss. Fastball whizzed right by him. Okay, now 0-1. Frank waiting. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Back-to-back fastballs. Frank cannot catch up to either. You would expect another heater in the zone here. Setting the target right down the middle. Fastball, ooh, just off the plate, taken by Frank. Notable omission from the lineup here. Ty Frank not going to be a part of this team's 9-man batting order. He could still come in to pitch later. 1-2. Ball gets by the catcher, but Westdorp decides not to come home. He was going to break a little too late. He would have been able to be safe had he come in a little sooner. But instead, he'll stay over there at third. Two-two count here for Moness to Frank. The delivery. Foul tip into the glove of the catcher. And Ross Frank goes down swinging. The fastball too much to handle, his 4th strikeout.
All right, notice Rocky Mountain has those 1879 jerseys on. We saw those a year ago. I'm trying to remember what 1879 was connected with.
I believe that was the founding of the town of Fort Collins. Fouled away. That's what I remember.
Sounds right.
No, it says 1883. 0-1. Strike 2.
Maybe that's when. Maybe 1879 is when the Colorado State or Colorado Ag College was established.
Colorado State actually predates the state of Colorado, believe it or not. That's fun. 0-2. Kozowski takes a ball low. He had a big day yesterday. That's saying it lightly. 5 RBIs for him in 2 games, including a shot into the drink and right. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Slightly cloudy here. Another one in the dirt from Moness. He seems to do a good job of getting ahead in the count and then experimenting with the guys. And that's going to serve him well. He's getting a lot of good experience pitching to each of them. It'll help him his second time through the order, assuming he goes that distance. Which, considering their depth, is pretty positive. Fouled away. And it's out of here. 2-2 to Kozowski. And we got people from all over. Virginia, Maryland, Rhode Island, Colorado watching. Check swing is down the line and foul. And we'll head back to the 2-2. Pitch cam up and working for this one. As the IP camera working for the wide view. 2-2. That swung on and flared foul. So, Kozowski keeps fighting off pitches. No whiffs yet for him. Moness looking for his second K of the inning. Ball 3, take it inside. Good take there, and the count now full. Kozowski a chance to get Rocky Mountain something they couldn't get in the other game against Rhode Island. A run. Full count, payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Moness rifles a ball by him. And Kozowski goes down swinging. Despite the leadoff walk and Westorp reaching third with 1 out, nobody scores in the top of the first. Rhode Island going to have a chance to yet again swing the bats against these guys here in the bottom of the first inning. J.J. Johnson on the mound for Rocky Mountain. What do you see there?
I just saw a very, very patient approach there from Monez. I thought he just did a fine job of sizing up what was going on in that at bat and just delivered the out pitch. Good start there for Monez and for Post 39. They've had their ups and downs while they've been here, and I think it matters to South Kingstown, Rhode Island, that they start this game strong, and if they can stake themselves to an early lead, we may see the team that not only won the pair of games but was really impressive in those two victories. I think some teams really thrive when they get that positive reinforcement right out of the gate. Yeah, and I think that Post 39, from what I can see, is one of those teams. And let's see what they're able to do as they come up to bat for the first time here in the first.
All right, the due-up is Westerfield, Seagal, and Rule. Westerfield currently, to my approximation, there are no official. No, this is official. This is just me. But being here for all 29 games, I would feel pretty qualified. But I'm going to hand out an all-tournament team myself. It will not go on the Post 22 Twitter or anything, but I'm going to announce it at the end of the last game, and then I'll post it to my own Twitter at the, I believe it's Oliver Has Fallen. Is the, my God.
Very good. And boy, this is it's pretty awesome what this tournament has been for everybody, all the fans watching. And we now get back to action. This is game 26 of our 29 game showcase.
Yeah, it's been a ride. Um, sure has. Rhode Island surely flying home by the end of the day. And they might get a little bit jet lagged. 2 time zones over right now in Rapid City. At the very front of a time zone as well.
Oh, yeah. Point.
2-1 Westerfield takes a ball, sorry. Westerfield no walks, but 9 hits, which is tied for the most in the tournament by anybody. 3-1. Outside ball taken, and he will jaunt on over to first, stretch out his legs, and take a walk to lead off the bottom of the first. J.J. Johnson issues a walk, and it brings up Liam Seagal. Seagal batting a hair under 500 at the moment, 5 for 11. Outside ball taken, Westerfield jittering around at first. He will not go. Expect to pick off somewhat soon. Johnson only focused on the plate right now. Slider misses wide, and now 2-0. Seagal takes his third ball. Johnson seemingly afraid to pitch over the inside of the plate. Everything's been going to the outside. 3-1. Show me pitch in the zone this time. Pitches out of his hat. That's something we see with the hard hats because those hats have a lot more weight, but still. 3 balls, 1 strike. Ball 4 for Seagal, and back-to-back walks will put 2 men on to start off the game. Johnson and his catcher, Badr Tola, are going to have a quick conversation.
A lot of patience, and Mr. Rule coming up to the plate. Some mystery as to whether he's related to Nebraska Cornhuskers head coach Matt Rule, who hails from New Jersey.
I'm gonna guess with no, but the guys got a kick out of it. I heard one of them. I overheard one of them that was trying to say it in front of me. That was saying, "Oh yeah, I'm related to Matt," and then everybody in the chat or everybody in the dugout was saying, "Do this for Uncle Matt" the other day. So they definitely saw you speculating.
Spelled the same, and they look very similar.
0-1. Called strike. He's starting to pitch over the inside of the plate. Maybe Bader Tolar pointing that out to him in the conversation. 0-2 count. Rule smacks one over to third. It is grabbed. The play to second and relay. Not going to happen. And that'll be a fielder's choice out at second. They called him Matt as he was about to swing there. They're getting a kick out of it for sure. So 6-4 put out eliminates Seagal. And Patrick will reach first. And Graham LaPlante back up. LaPlante having a good tournament, the super senior for Rhode Island College. Strike one. Called there. Johnson starting to attack first, and that seems to be a better strategy for him. 0-1 count to LaPlante. He's had a good tournament. In addition to his 3 hits, he has 5 walks, good for second in the tourney. And he did that all in the first 2 games of day 1. 1-1. LaPlante takes a ball high, the runner takes off, and he will be safe. No throw needed. Rule will steal his second bag. And now 2 runners in scoring position for LaPlante. 1 out here, double play now out of the question. Ball in the dirt, starts to get away, but not far enough. And the count now 3-1. Johnson struggling to find the zone early. Could end up costing him a run here in the bottom of the first. Or several. LaPlante with the 5 walks. And he will take his 6th. It'll still take him a bit to catch the 8 from Aiden Roberts. But he could do it. Roberts can always match later tonight, though. And now the base is loaded. So the double play back in effect. Courtesy runner coming in. Let me see who that is. Ball in the dirt. Catcher can't find it, but luckily it's not far enough away from home. Seen an 18 over there.
Boy, the hat keeps coming off the starting pitcher's head on almost
It might not be fitted right.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's just got to be uncomfortable and kind of distracting for the pitcher.
Darren Clark going to be the pinch runner on first, so a catcher pinch running for the catcher. Swing and a miss. The ball gets through the legs, but won't go very far. I will say Johnson does have a lot of hair.
There's that.
He has a big coily bane, and that is probably not helping keep the hat on, as it's probably slick. 1-2. Swung on and grounded softly over to third. It'll be grabbed, touching third. The throw to first, not in time. A run will score on the ground out. So post 39 strikes first. But Patrick Rule cut down at third base.
That's big for post 39. They get on the right side of the scoreboard here in the first inning, and they still have 2 men on with 2 outs here.
Zach Previte reaches base on the fielder's choice. It'll bring up Will Creed. Adjusting the scoreboard and then going back into pitch cam. Clark on second there. Previte on first. Probably not too much stolen base action. Big swing and a miss there for Creed. He's now in an even 1-1 count. Johnson. Got to keep this low. Don't want another like 7-run first. That's swung on and lifted into left field. Underneath it is Itzall, and he will make the grab. So that'll be the inning. 3 walks lead to a run scoring for post 39. They strike first, but it is still just a 1-0 game as we head into the top of the second.
Well, I think for Rocky Mountain, that's a win. I mean, when you have the bases loaded with 1 out, you only give up 1 run, and it's the first inning. That in many ways is about an optimal ending as you're going to find. So something positive there for the Lobos to build on. I think on the other hand, the other dugout, post 39, just positive that they got on the, they're happy that they got on the board first. And now things shift to the other side of the ledger. It's a good game. We've had so much fun in this tournament. How about all the triples? We had another triple in a 9th place game earlier today. Unofficially, Oliver, I don't think you've had a chance to go back and look at all of the box scores from all of the games, but I think you believe we're pretty close to 20 triples.
It's got to be
here in the Firecracker Classic.
My current estimate is like 18.
Okay.
But it is, yeah, and still growing. We've had a ton of triples, that's for sure. The due-up here this time, facing against Moness on the mound, is Eli Murphy, Caden Botter-Tolar, and Max Abernathy for the Lobos. Moness looking very good in the first inning. A pair of strikeouts to just 1 walk. Thing is, no hits in either inning, or either part of the first. Both pitchers technically going no hit. Eli Murphy, team leader in hits in the tournament, coming up now. First pitch taken low and away. Murphy has one of the aforementioned triples. Did that in, I think, 2 days ago. Strike 1 called in the top left corner. Great pitch there. Moness got some zip on those pitches. He's throwing probably mid-80s right now. Foul back. That's very unofficial, but from what I've seen from other guys. I always wonder, because you think 90 is like crazy, and then you like look it up and you're like, that's 90? Is this guy 90? And I realize that I can't really tell the difference between 90 and 86 too well. Ball in the dirt. I always see Lee Negebauer's, and I'm like, wow, he is really throwing it. And then people are like, he's sitting 84, 85, and I'm like, you're kidding me. And I see somebody like Tanner Hosick for Bellevue West throw what is recorded as 90. And I'm like, that's the same speed. I don't get it. So 2-2 to Murphy. Ball slightly low, and the count runs full. Try not to walk the opening 2 batters. The 2 leadoff man in the first 2 innings. Moness fires. Low ball 4, and he will do just that. So for the second time, the leadoff man is walked by Jonah Moness. And it brings up Caden Botter-Tolar. Botter-Tolar not having the best tournament at the plate, doing pretty well behind the dish. Ian Sanderson was outstanding yesterday as the catcher.
He picked up a save as well.
Strike 1. Was that yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess premiere.
Yeah.
There you go, Botter-Tolar. At the plate, though, 0 for 4. Does have a walk, 2 strikeouts. Murphy leading off of first. Throw, swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Botter-Tolar. Strike! Ooh. Never mind. Just barely inside. I thought that was strike 3.
It was that twitch that made it feel that way.
Yeah. So now 1-2. Moniz checks back on the runner. Fires low, and he's taken off. The throw standing up, and it's late. He just didn't come out of the stance with quite the same speed. Graham LaPlante allowing that to occur. It wasn't a particularly great jump, but Graham was already not in the throwing mode by the time that was there. So 2-2. Ball fouled back. Murphy with his second stolen base of the tourney. Potter Tolar trying to avoid his third strikeout in 5 at-bats. Monas trying to record his third. 2-2. High and outside, and Potter Tolar now working the count. The pitch count really being run up here on Monas early. A lot of long, lengthy, fought-out at-bats. Count now 3-2. Fastball fouled away. We got a few kids chasing after him. I believe we have 4.
Counted 3.
There's one over here.
Oh, okay.
He's just not in that crew.
Yeah. He's in the picture.
Mm-hmm. And the count's still full. Mones kicks, delivers, strike 3 down the middle. Fastball freezes the batter. Potter Tolar goes down looking, and that's 3 strikeouts now for Jonah Mones of South Kingstown, Rhode Island. 1 out now here. Brings up Max Abernathy, 3 for 8. Mones checks, kicks, delivers, and fouled back off the netting. Hope everybody enjoying the pitch cam.
I think people love the pitch cam.
I think it elevates things. I think it does, but occasionally I'm slow on the switch. Mones not worried about the batter at the moment, or the runner at the moment. Just inside, taking ball. Abernathy a chance to tie things up with a hard single somewhere. One. Swung on and softly hit over to second. Rule will scoop it, throw to Creed on target, on time. And on line, that'll be out number 2. So, yet again, man on third, 2 outs for the Lobos. Same situation with the leadoff man reaching base, then getting to second, then the grounder bringing him in, or bringing him to third. This is the same spot they were in last inning. In that one, Mones got the K to end it. First pitch taken high by Owen Itzall. Itzall got one of those cool names that is not a word itself, but spells a few phonetically. Swing and a miss. My favorite of those kind was a catcher for Maple Grove High School in Minnesota last year named Kellen Riskidall.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Riskedall.
Okay.
1-1. Another ball taken, staring it down at the eyes. The count now 2-1. You have a favorite of those? You've been around a lot more. He's
I have
thinking.
to think about that.
Okay. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Mones challenging the batter to catch up to his fastball. So far, it's all unsuccessful. And you'd expect a heater here again. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. The heater sits him down. And Moness with 4 strikeouts now. He yet again strands a runner on third. And that'll end the inning. Still no score here for the Lobos. Rocky Mountain down 1-0.
Well, that's a really good start for Monez. He is definitely in command in these early innings. I see that the Skyhawks are in the house. The Omaha Scott
You can see them
Catholic.
from a mile away.
Yeah, they are in those very
Ugh.
colorful green jerseys with the Arbor Bank trees in the middle,
The yellow and orange
the yellow
highlights.
and orange highlight stripes. I don't understand
No.
that. Of course, when you're the Skyhawks, you really don't have to,
They're the
conform.
trees.
Yeah, the trees. Yeah, I mean they really went in the direction more of their sponsors' colors, but anyway, it's great to see them. They are, of course, flying high after a impressive victory over the Post 22 Hard Hats last night, and the folks from Omaha, Nebraska, they have really traveled well to whether they're backing the DC Electric Bellevue West Thunderbirds that are in today's championship game against Missoula, or the Pinnacle Bank Papillion La Vista team, or the Skyhawks from the Scott Catholic. These Omaha fans have really traveled to Rapid City. It's about an 8-hour drive between Rapid City and Omaha.
No small feat. Ball one, I have to agree with that. The Scott Papillion and Bellevue fans, very loud. I also need to give a shout out to the Pueblo fans who traveled extremely well. They're the loudest ones here. Ball taken off the arm. And that'll be a hit by pitch. So the leadoff man aboard against Johnson again. Boone Bissett reaches base, and it brings up Mark Hutchins Jr. He's played a pretty good hot corner defensively. At the plate, though, does not have a hit yet. Also, solid job on the mound. Ate up a few innings yesterday in the game against Bellevue West. Check swing, did he go? Ball one. He did not. For what I'm seeing right now, not really feeling a stolen base right now from Bissett. He is barely off the bag, less than a stride. Swung on and lifted into left field. It's all underneath it, and he'll make the grab again. So 2 flyouts to It's all in this game so far. The first out of the inning recorded. And it brings up the 9-hole hitter and pitcher, Jonah Moness. Trying to help out his own cause. Got a man on, 1 out. And the lefty Moness coming up. Yet again, not seeing much of a lead from Bissett. I did notice on that double play opportunity earlier, Rule completely leaving the base paths, just stepping away.
I saw that too.
It's an interesting strategy, causing no calamity.
Maybe a sign that he's related to a college football coach.
College football coach would have ran through a wall there.
Well, it's interesting strategy.
You saying it's a business decision? Or?
No, this is strategy. Throw him off.
Fouled away, strike 1. So the count now 2-1 for Moness. Moness does have 4 walks, which is quite impressive. 4 walks to 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. And the ball taken. So now a 3-1. J.J. Johnson handed out 3 free passes in the first. He's already hit a batter in this one. Strike finds the zone, breaking ball on the outside half of the plate. And the count now full. Johnson's delivery swung on and grounded through into right field. It'll be a single. And they're going to hold Bissett at second base. So 2 on, 1 out. A single recorded there by the pitcher, Jonah Moness. And it brings back up Brandon Westerfield, one of the most productive hitters in the tournament. It's been all singles for him, but he does have 9 of them across 5 games. He swings and flares one over the head of the third baseman. That's going to fall, and being told to come home as the runner. Ball just now picked up by Frank in the outfield, and that's an RBI single right on cue from Brandon Westerfield.
That's really big to get a 2-run lead now. The South Kingstown post 39 team playing with a greater position of confidence, having a little bit of a cushion.
So Mones now the lead runner. He does have a little speed. Ball taken outside. Badr Tolar, though, not the easiest man to steal against. Liam Seagal now up. He was walked in his first time at the plate. That's a strike. Seagal 5 for 11. Doing a very good job. Hitter of a triple. He swings and flares one towards the outfield, and oh, it's going to fall. Oh, man. Kozowski got turned around there on the floating ball. He couldn't figure out if it was to his left, then to his right, and it fell right behind him. So that'll be a weird infield single that got over the infielder. You don't ever see that, but it never left the infield dirt.
No.
And the bases are loaded. Very odd single. That's smacked up the middle, and it will be scooped. Frank to Abernathy, and a double play will end the inning. So the error or the lapse there from Kozowski not going to cost them anything. 1 run scores on an RBI single from Brandon Westerfield. 3 men stranded. Post 39 still on top. Now 2-0.
Well, that was a really big moment in the game for the Lobos to be able to prevent their opponent, post 39 South Kingstown, Rhode Island team, from breaking open the game. Just a little bit of research on South Kingstown, Rhode Island, learning that you really are right there on the Atlantic Ocean, 40 minutes south of Providence. I was thinking maybe South Kingstown was a little closer to Providence, and seems like a beautiful part of the East. Oliver, you and I've been to Boston. You had some cousins that graduated from the actually aunt and uncle graduated from the Berklee College of Music in downtown Boston, and New England's just a beautiful place. I'll tell you what's also great for me from a New England perspective. I just love the seafood. I love seafood. I went to Legal Seafoods, enjoyed a bread bowl, New England clam chowder. Oh man, was it good! I really liked my trip to Boston, and I've only been to New England one time in life, but it was great. I definitely want to see the leaves change color in the fall someday down the road.
All right, I see Nick Larson's pulling in. We've had a fun time seeing them. I was telling them yesterday they still had a chance. They were like, oh, that's nice. I'm not sure I want that because I have something I need to get to on Monday. But when the opportunity comes knocking, which it took a long time to do so and needed a lot to happen for Missoula to get there, and it worked out all perfectly in their favor. But they are in the championship game with a opportunity to win the Firecracker in this season. So top of the third now up. Graham LaPlante. Oh, sorry. Other side here. It is Weiler Lions coming up for the first time against Jonah Mones. The leadoff man has reached on both of the last 2 innings, but has been left on third in both as well. Mones' first pitch. Swing and a miss on a high ball. Lions 3 for 10. Had a lot of walks last year. Doesn't have a single one this year, so I'm starting to think maybe I just had him mixed up. But I swear that was him. 0-1. Fouled back. And that hits off the line itself.
I didn't realize
Yep, it's
it
in.
was right there.
I know. I
The
got told that.
Rams. Oh,
I mentioned
wow.
the similarity in color scheme,
Yeah. Well, now
and
I get it.
yeah, that's exactly where it
So I
is.
did not
University of Rhode
realize.
Island.
Yeah, so I'm a St. Louis University Billikens graduate, and Rhode Island's in the Atlantic 10 conference with St. Louis U. And there's been a lot of good Rhode Island St. Louis U Billiken games, Rams and Billikens, over the years. You referenced when Rhode Island defeated the Creighton Blue Jays out in Sacramento in the March Madness tournament a couple years ago.
With Dan Hurley. 0-2. Ball grazes him on the arm, and that'll give him a free pass. So the leadoff man yet again aboard for the Lobos. Let's see if they can bring him in this time. Weiler Lions kind of getting out of jail free there with a down in the count 0-2 with a hit by pitch. Here's Judah Westorp. He walked his first time up and was one of the 2 men left on base in this game. No, for the Lobos. First pitch fouled away.
So would Lamar Odom be the biggest superstar to come through URI?
You would expect. I would think so. Um, yeah, I can't. That is, unless you want to count Hurley, which who didn't even go to school there, but Rhode
I'm
Island,
gonna go
yes.
with Lamar, I think.
And pickoff attempt, almost got him. The man started to put his weight on his outside feet, but the throw away from the bag, Creed had to keep it from getting away, and a missed opportunity there for Rhode Island. Count now 0-1. Runner takes off. The throw is on target. Oh, but it gets by the shortstop's glove. They have another play at third. That one not in the glove either. And a stolen base and error. Gonna get the man to third quite a bit before schedule.
That was some blazing speed on display right there.
The throw did beat him to second. Westerfield couldn't get his glove on it, however, to get the tag down. It'll technically go down E6, I think. I want to say. I think that the catch was the part that, that faltered there. But they've got a man on third. It is fouled away. So they count now 1-2. But they've had a man on third twice now. One time with 1 out in the first, one time with 2 outs in the second. And now here in the third, they've got him on with no outs. The man has not scored in either of the other 2 instances. Monet's been able to get out of trouble. Infield playing in, expecting a bunt. And that'll hit him. So Westorp hit by the pitch. And second hit by pitch in a row. Yet again, he was ahead in the count, but the hit by pitch nullifying that. So runners on the corners, nobody out here. Westorp has some speed. Let's see if he uses it. Staring down the runner. And he'll do a pickoff attempt. Got him. Throw not going to happen. They're going to throw to third and won't get a tag down. That's that same thing. They're afraid to throw to second because the man's going to come home. So I guess I'm going to call that a case of defensive indifference. Moving Westorp over to second. Because they could have gotten him in the pickoff there. So why even pick off if you don't even want to get the guy, though? What's the point? Popped up and out of play. But, yeah, so why even try the pickoff? If when you succeed, you don't want it. To hold the runner?
Yeah, it's basically just to hold the runner, and
But he could just not do that and just still get the bag.
True.
That's confusing to me that they never try that. That they're too afraid of the man coming home. Especially, like right now with no outs, I kind of get it. When there's 2 outs and you can just tag him, that is so confounding to me. Swung on and hit hard into deep left center. Seagal coming in on it. He will grab it. The throw coming to the infield and home. A great throw. Only a little bit late. And that'll be a sacrifice fly. The Lobos on the board now.
That was an outstanding throw, and just maybe 1 second sooner, if that ball was able to get to his glove a second earlier, that would be an out at home plate with an outfield assist.
So the runner scores. It is not earned to Monas, thanks to the bad throw to first, or bad throw to second on the stolen base attempt by Weiler Lyons. He will score though. And up comes Ross Frank. He struck out swinging his last time up. Man on third, the tying run. Frank takes another ball high. And now down in the count, or up in the count, 2-0.
Pueblo Azteca's bus has arrived, and they are heading down to the home dugout area to loosen up and get ready for the fifth place game coming up next.
Officially, their game's supposed to start at 11:30, so it makes sense they're here, but it's probably going to be more like 11:45. That's why I set the stream to that and put it on the schedule that way. It's not the actual time, but that's what it's been working out to, so didn't want to mislead the fans, especially those counting on these broadcasts. So the count now 3-1. Frank swings and hits one hard and deep into right center. That ball headed towards the track and over the head of Seagal. Headed into the corner. Ross Frank headed for 2. The throw just now reaching the cutoff man, and he'll go head first into a triple. All tied up here for the Lobos. Ross Frank comes through a 1-out RBI triple. And now the lead well within reach for Rocky Mountain. They're going to talk to Monas. They don't really have options other than him, though, so they're sort of depleted with a very limited amount of spare players left here. And they do have like a team photographer, though, which is pretty neat. At least I think that's a team photographer and not just one just in the dugout.
I think you're right.
That's cool. We don't have a team photographer, but we do have local media that is willing to share their photos with us. So.
That's good.
Oh, they're throwing around a football.
That'll be coming up soon.
Football?
Yep.
Kinda.
Once you get on
It's
the
like
other,
June.
once you get on the
Yeah.
other side of the 4th of July, football season feels so much closer.
Yeah, I don't know about that. College football 25 coming out this week. Kozowski flares one, and the infield was playing short. That'll be a single for the first baseman, and the Lobos now on top in the top of the third.
And from a South Kingstown, Rhode Island perspective, oh man, do you wish you could have plated a few runs with the bases loaded last inning.
And it doesn't look like this is the very end here. Believe it or not, Kozowski, the big lumbering first baseman, does have a steal in the tourney. Count 0-1 to Eli Murphy. So far, the most productive hitter for the Lobos. Ball low. Murphy worked himself a full count walk his last time up in the second. Double play is in effect. Murphy a hard out, though. Infield playing short. a lot of space down the left field line. Hey, they're frolicking. Harbor Bank skipping around, having some fun on the grass, getting loose. Ball outside.
It's not the getting loose. It's the uniforms and the getting
Yeah,
loose.
yeah. The uniforms are something to be looked at. I had to literally change the colors on the scoreboard because they were unreadable in the shades that the actual ones on the jerseys are. And that's going to be flared towards left field, and it's foul. So the count runs full now. But those, I gotta say, this bag of jerseys, the most unorthodox I have seen.
Yeah.
A lot of colors that you never see on any jerseys put together
Yeah.
in combinations that do not complement.
No.
It is, yeah. And these are probably the worst offenders. You will see them. If you saw the game against between Scott and Rocky Mountain the other day, you would have seen them.
And growing up Roman Catholic, being Catholic, I can tell you most Catholic schools have very traditional uniforms. I mean, we're talking navy blue, Columbia blue, very, very, very conservative.
I did see the coach yesterday with a really cool shirt on. It was like a black shirt, Mount Rushmore. That's fouled away. It was a black shirt with the Mount Rushmore outline, and then a wolf howling at the sky with a moon above it.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
And he was just rocking that thing. It got a kick out of the players.
Yeah.
He was the best dressed of the team.
Aha.
Then he had to put on his jersey. Full count is down and away. Eli Murphy works a walk. And 2 out. Somebody's car going off in the parking lot at
Yeah.
Storybook Island. Most of you have no clue what that is. It's like a little. What is it? It's like a.
It's almost like Rapid City's little Disney park. It's basically a storybook or children's book themed walking park, and you
Yeah,
can
no
bring your
rides.
kid.
Well, I
No
mean, there are a
ride.
few. Oh, there's like a the merry-go-round.
Yeah, but basically it's where you bring your little ones. You hear songs like "It's a Small World After All," and it's just a feel good place in the heart of Western Rapid City, and people like bringing his families come and enjoy it. And then there's like Christmas lights that go up in the Christmas season, and it's just something that's a nice little stop if you're looking for something to do in Rapid City.
Oh, Moness gonna be shipped out apparently. I think we're changing pitchers, and he has to double knot his shoes right now. I believe that's a number one.
It is. It's number one that's going to loosen up.
So Liam Seagal headed back out to the mound.
Okay. Well, we've got a good game going on. Mike Fell joining my son Oliver, voice of Hard Hats TV. Hope your Sunday's off to a great start. Reminder that the championship game set to begin around 2 o'clock between the Missoula Mavericks and the DC Electric Bellevue West Thunderbirds from the Omaha area. And also the third place game, the final game of the Firecracker Classic, going to be played between Kelvin Torvey's Rapid City Hard Hats, 44-12 on the season, taking on Pinnacle Bank Papillion from the Sarpy County, Omaha area. Some great baseball and we've had so many great games, and we just thank all of you for watching. We get information that tells us how many people are watching. We get your chat comments. Make sure you give the broadcast a like if you do like it, because that helps more people see the games through the Google Analytics. And anyway, we'll get back to baseball, but a big thank you to all of you fans that have been tuning in since Wednesday morning.
Yeah, it's been a ride, and we're happy to have you all here. So now Liam Seagal on the mound. I believe that we just put Moness in center. He played there yesterday, so I believe just a clean switch. I don't have like confirmation of that. It's just a hunch, but that's what I'm going with. Yeah, I don't think Bassett or Previte are playing center. I would definitely see if Previte was. He's not. Let me look. Yeah, that's Moness in center. So Jonah Moness now in center field. Liam Seagal on the mound. 2 on, 1 out. That's going to be softly hit over to Hutchins. He will throw to second. The relay to first from Rhule in time. Oh no, but it's going to be bobbled by the first baseman. Creed throws home and they will not make the play. Oh no. Creed bobbles the throw from Rhule, which was a pretty routine throw. And the Lobos get a run out of it on what could have been an inning-ending double play.
One thing I'm observing, this game just is taking a while. This might be a game that kind of slows the pace of some of the next 3 games and start times, Oliver. It's just a long, every
That's
inning is
grounded
a long one.
over to Westerfield. He'll make a running throw on target, and that'll end the inning. But 4 runs come across for the Lobos in the top of the third, and they now control the lead by a margin that is the tied for the most in the game.
Actually, the pattern in some respects of this game, a little bit reminiscent of the game we had earlier, won by the Premier West Cardinals from Denver over the Post 22 Expos by a score of 4-3. In that game, it was the winning team, Premier West in Denver, just down the Interstate 25 highway from where these Rocky Mountain Lobos are from in Colorado, that scored 4 runs in the top of the third inning, and that was enough, if you recall. And all those runs came in the maybe it was the top of the second, but it was in the early innings, and those 4 runs that were put together early on definitely stood up. When you look at this game, Oliver, both teams are getting base runners in on the base paths, and every inning is half inning is it's taken some time. We have seen so many games where there's a big inning or maybe one or two early, and then the pitchers get into a groove. It seems like nothing is coming easy for the pitchers in this game, and no lead by any means is a safe lead.
So Seagal finishes the inning. In that inning, 2 hits lead to 4 runs. Only 2 of them are earned. There are 2 errors, one on Westerfield on the caught stealing attempt, and then one on Creed at first on the double play that failed to materialize, and then 1 man left on. So now we have a pitching change. It is going to be number 7, Kenny Crowder. He pitched earlier in a game against Papillion. Yes, he did, and that was a game on the losing end for the Lobos, but he came in relief. Swung on and hit hard into center, going back on it and making the play is Westorp. And the first out recorded. Graham LaPlante flies out, and they'll bring up Previte with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Just a pretty morning.
It's just beautiful here. Great place to be, Rapid City. If you've never come out here before, this is a great summer vacation idea. Come on out and see Mount Rushmore. It's one of America's great landmarks.
1 out. Outside ball taken again. And the throwback to the pitcher is over his head. Nobody on, so it doesn't really matter, but still. Otter Tolar, a bit wild on the throwback. Count is 2-0 to Previte. He reached on a fielder's choice ground ball last time. Ground out even. On deck is Creed. Ball 4. And a 4-pitch walk will put Previte on the bases. So the new pitcher not doing a ton better in the control department than J.J. Johnson, the starter, did. J.J. walked 4 and hit 2. That swung on and hit hard into center. It's still going, and it will be caught about 4 steps from the track by the center fielder Westorp. That ball hit about 360. Probably not out in most parks, but in select parks, that could have been.
I think the defensive play in the outfield has really been impressive over these 5 days. It's not easy to catch the ball, especially with the high sky that we have here in Rapid City. And I think really the outfielders for all of these clubs have done a great job.
What does high sky mean?
High sky means that you have a blue sky with the dimensions in such a way, or maybe a hazy sky, where if there's a high fly ball, it's harder to locate the ball.
Okay.
Because you don't have the backdrop that you would have with lower clouds or a traditional sky.
Okay. All right. I haven't even noticed that, but I'm sure they have. There's a somewhat substantial wind, maybe 11, 12 miles an hour heading out to right. And Boone Bissett takes ball 3. So the count now 3 balls, 1 strike to Bissett. First time up, he was hit by a pitch and scored. Strike delivered on the edge of the plate, and the count runs full.
Place where Major League Baseball used to be played was Candlestick Park in San Francisco. It was noted for a high sky for afternoon games.
Swung on and hit hard towards first. It's handled by Kozowski, and that'll be the inning. So nobody scores in the bottom of the 3rd for the Lobos, or not for the Lobos, for post 39. And now they trail for the first time entering an inning as they go into the 4th, down 4-2.
And on top of that, with that San Francisco Candlestick Park high sky, you also had swirling winds with the ballpark being right by the San Francisco Bay. And it was very challenging back. I remember watching games on cable television in the 1980s that were played at Old Candlestick, and many times the ball would land to the left, the right, or even beyond the outfielder because it took them a long time to find the ball. And then when they did, the wind would push the ball before they could make an adjustment. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, it's also one of the things you gotta handle with. There are a great number of ballparks that are played that are placed right next to a body of water.
Yeah.
And Candlestick's probably the one I think of most in that capacity.
Yeah.
All the canoes and whatnot.
I think you're thinking the new ballpark,
New ball, Oracle.
AT&T or Oracle or whatever they call it. They change the name about every 2 years for that one.
All right. Well,
I want to give a little bit of love again to the history of Rhode Island for baseball. A couple of days ago, in case you missed it, I just wanted to recognize the 33 inning game that was played in 1982 in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, involving the Paw Sox, the Pawtucket Red Sox that were around through the year 2020 just a legendary farm team for the Boston Red Sox. And anyway, what an amazing story. An 8 hour long game spread out over 3 days. And yes, the legendary Wade Boggs was a part of that game for the Pawtucket Red Sox.
With a guy like Wade Boggs, how did you not break a tie?
I don't know. Wade was
He was
awesome.
probably pitching in that game.
No.
Swinging a miss. Ball by inning number 28. I think you're at a pitcher's.
Oh well.
You know,
Wade. Yeah, I don't know. Wade was a third baseman.
I'm aware, but
Yeah.
Rays legend.
No.
0-1 curveball barely hits him, and the glancing blow going to grant a free base
Not sure
to.
Red Sox fans want his years in pinstripes referenced either. Wade Boggs.
So Owen Itzall has his first time reaching base in the tournament on a grazing curveball in the low 60s off his arm. Ouch. We'll see if Itzall's fast. This is his first time on the bases, of course. Weiler Lyons up. He was hit by a pitch in a similar fashion. Bunt pulled back. Itzall coming back to the bag. High ball one. Or sorry, 2 balls. I have to say, the Nick Larsons here have had a bit early. Just, I guess, to enjoy some baseball. Their game doesn't start till 2.
I'm not sure they knew when it started.
Popped up. And that hits the stands. So, first pitch fouled off there. Strike 1. Kid got it. Now there's like 6 kids here. I think it's a couple Pueblo kids entering. Fouled away, and they'll get another one. Oh, look at that kid in the red hat. He's speedy. He falls down on it, and it's stolen by the kid in blue. Oh no, fighting for it. He got it.
He got it. The original kid eventually got it. And he is celebrating. He is jumping up and down, running around like he has a lottery ticket in his hand.
He's got 50 cents.
He does.
To a kid, that's like almost enough for a gumball anymore.
It's also more valuable than most lottery tickets.
Fair point. 2-2. Curveball is hit right back up the middle. Seagal can't find it. It bounces off his glove, and it'll be a infield single. Seagal thought he was going to get it. It bounced off his wrist. He was looking for where it was. It was above him the whole time. And an infield single will put another man on. And it's just that I think this Rhode Island team is, their lack of numbers finally catching up to them.
Yeah. 6 games and 5
Days with 13 players. Now 11. Or now 12.
Yeah, it's a real strain point.
They do have 4 coaches, though, so maybe some of them can get some time. Unfortunately, unlike college, it's not like you can have eligibility at a higher age. It's all age-based.
So much respect for teams that are shorter on numbers that just give it all they have. I once broadcast a high school basketball team that only had 5 players on it and had the nickname the Iron Five.
Were they good?
They did advance in the postseason. One round. They won 7 games, lost 21.
So, a little?
They were decent.
Okay.
I know one thing, they didn't foul out.
Well, I don't think it's even allowed to foul away. I think at a certain point they don't foul out. It's just a technical foul thing.
But no, they never did.
I learned something yesterday I didn't know. You can decline a hit by pitch. There was a chance where somebody was coming home and fouled away. The fence where somebody was coming home to score on a hit by pitch ball. But I mean, it came back. Whatever happened, I think it was that you could have the guy stole third. That or no, it was a balk. It was a balk. And oh no, I not a hit by pitch declined. Balk declined.
Oh, yeah, I remember that play. I
So
was
balk
here.
was declined.
I remember that. I was wondering what was going on.
So they declined a balk. The man stole third on or got to third on the balk, but they pitched ball 4,
That's right.
and they
That's right.
declined it
Yeah,
in order to get the man on first.
I remember that.
They ended up scoring 2 runs in that inning, so it was a good choice. That ball is smoked by Westdorp. That'll hit center field grass, and the throw in to Creed loaded the bases. And yeah, the numbers finally catching up. Seagal doing his best. Bases loaded and nobody out in the top of the 4th. Westdorp, his first hit of the day. He's reached base all 3 times he's come up. And here's J.J. Johnson. He has a pair of outs. One of them a productive sac fly, though. First pitch inside. Seagal pitching admirably
Yeah.
on little rest after eating some innings yesterday. 1-0. Another inside ball. Count now 2-0. J.J. Johnson, owner of a triple and a double. He hits one high into right field, going after it and grabbed by Previte. Why is he running? Oh, wait, that's the other guys.
Everybody tagged.
And tagging and running home. I thought that JJ was on first, headed to second, and I'm like, that's an out, right? There was one play earlier in the tournament where I completely lost it, where I thought that the guy, it looked like it was like way up in the sky. Apparently, it was a huge bouncer. So JJ Johnson will fly out his second sac fly, brings in a run, and it's now 5-0 Lobos. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Catcher just saved a run a moment ago for post 39 with a great catch behind the batter.
So that was a ball. Sorry. All right, 1-0 count. Man on second and third to Ross Frank. Swing and a miss. There's swing and a miss, strike 1. Weiler Lions, the one scoring on that previous play. Seagal pitching to Frank for the first time. That'll hit him, and the base is now loaded.
You just have that sense right now here in the top of the 4th. Rocky Mountain could very well blow this game wide open. Bases are loaded, 1 out. It's a 3-run game. And right now, Rhode Island really struggling in the pitching department. Stay tuned. This could be a very big at bat or 2 coming up here.
Well, here's Ben Kozowski. He had 5 RBIs yesterday. A pair of 2-run singles. You could do one of those here, or you could pull out the old homer.
He had a homer 2 days ago.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
That was yesterday, actually.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
It was Friday.
Nope. It was yesterday morning against Premier.
Okay. The days run together.
Yeah, I know. 1-0. What is time? I only know day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4.
You're like the people at the end of the movie Jaws, where they're like, "What day is today?" After
2-0 count. Seagal's fastball is flared into foul territory, might be playable. Nobody gets there.
yeah, there's the movie Jaws. You've seen it. I've seen it. Most people have. And a movie where the very end. Richard Dreyfuss and Roy Scheider are paddling to shore, and they've blown up Jaws. Spoiler alert! And they say, "What day is it?"
They do. I see Aiden Underwood pulling around his highlighter bat in his jerseys. It really is a sight. 3-1 count. Gazowski, ball 4 taken. And the gears will turn, move in a run for the Lobos. And yeah, it really does feel like this is just gonna be this part right here, gonna be the one that pulls it away.
It feels like we could get into mercy rule
Mm-hmm.
territory in a flash of an instant.
There isn't a lot of. It feels like the game. I'm just not feeling a lot of hope for Rhode Island at the moment. Ball 1.
Rhode Island could just turn back the clock back to the second inning when the bases were loaded and get a couple more runs back then.
Somebody is going to go warm up in the bullpen. Strike 1. Seeing number 6 here. Tat Kasabian. Looking like he might warm up for Seagal. 1-1 to Murphy. Strike 2 in the top right corner. So now a 2-strike count for the first time in a while. And the man they're calling Murph being asked upon. He has reached base twice on walk. No hits yet. He hits one high into left field. It'll fall in the power alley. Muffed by the center fielder Mones, being thrown in. 1 run scores, another will also score. Kozowski moves over to third. And it's now 8-2 for the Lobos. A 2-run double from Eli Murphy.
And if the Lobos can cash in these 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out, they'll take a 10-2 lead, an 8-run lead, and they'll just have to.
They still have to play an inning and a half.
Oh, they do. Okay, I thought it was 10 runs after 4. I guess it's
it's 8 after 5 or 15 at any point. I thought it was
8 runs after 4. It's not. It's after.
You have to
5.
pitch 5 as well.
Okay,
but or 15 at any point.
All right, never mind. But I guess the fact is
we're not getting out of here early. Don't worry.
This game is definitely shifted decidedly in favor of the Lobos with this back-to-back 4-run scoring output in innings 3 and 4.
It's like when the teacher gets through the when the teacher and all of you get through the assignment quick, and you're like, ooh, I might get to go to lunch early, and they're like, fantastic, I've been behind on my curriculum, we'll go to the next unit now. And it's like, oh, I'm not getting out.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
We got more. All right. Well, Seagal's still on the mound. Hutchins scratching his upper shoulder, showing off the guns, I guess. Or singular. Now up to bat, Badr Tolar. He has a ground out and a strikeout on the day. 0 for 6 overall in the tourney. Take it high. The defense been very good normally here for Rhode Island. That's been one of their strong suits. Pitching been decent, and the hitting has been kind of hit or miss, I guess. With the one constant being singles from Brandon Westerfield, who has 10 of them now. Seagal outside, ball 2. There is an open base.
You wonder if for the coaching staff for South Kingstown, Rhode Island, if this hasn't been really insightful. I mean, to just go to another part of the country.
Swung on and hit into left. That'll fall. Kozowski gonna trot home, and that'll score a run. RBI single from Badr Tolar, his first hit.
Go to another part of America and and just see some really quality teams. I'm sure that, I know baseball has been around for a long, long time, and maybe it doesn't seemingly evolve the same way, but you know, baseball people are very, very acute at finding out different things that can give a player or team an edge, and I think this could be a great experience all the way.
And the ball gets away from the catcher. Charging home is Murphy. He is safe. A close play, but not going to get him. The Lobos score another run. They're now up 10-2. And the runner, Bader Tolar, now moves to second on the wild pitch. Abernathy up. 1 ball. No strikes. Well, there is a strike now. So 1-1. When is Shark Week? I feel like I missed Shark Week.
I have no idea.
It's about now. It's not, no, not this weekend, but I want to say it's like the last weekend of June. I feel like I missed Shark Week. I feel like I would have heard about that, though, from my girlfriend. She's a shark person.
You and I always like the logo and the
Swung on and popped up to first. Creed will make the grab, and there is the second out.
You and I always like the logo, uniforms, and name of the Hartford Whalers hockey team. I wonder if any of the post 39 South Kingstown, Rhode Island fans are former Whalers season ticket holders.
It's possible, but
I had a chance to see Kevin Dineen and the Whalers play back in the 90s.
outside ball taken. They played at a mall, right?
No,
I thought I heard that.
no. Played at the Hartford Civic Arena. They didn't play in the mall.
Who told me that?
I didn't tell you that.
I know. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. It's still alive, apparently. It's the XL Center. I assume standing for extra large. And a pickoff attempt, not going to be thrown. Still the host of Yukon Hockey. So, there you go.
There you go. Some of these arenas do not get torn down. People just assume they do when they lose their team. It doesn't always work that way.
2-1, high and inside, taking ball for Abernathy. Three balls, 1 strike. Seagal, another ball high, and it'll be a walk. And we're back around to the first batter.
Let's take it. Be right back.
Okay. And they're going to talk to Seagal. I believe we're going to have a pitching change. I think that's Tat Kasabian. Is Seagal going to move out into left, and it looks like that's going to kick out Bassett to the bench. So taking in Bassett's spot is going to be Kasabian. We'll see if he can make a difference here. And it looks like they're going to keep Moness in center. Seagal moves out to left. A little bit of Jesse's girl. Who doesn't like that? We all want Jesse's girl, you know? At least the way she's described. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Winner of this gets 7th place in the 49th annual Firecracker Classic. For those of you wondering about the schedule, now is a very good time to show it. So here we go. We already played the ninth place game. Premier West winning a close one, 4-3 over the Post 22 Expos to claim ninth place. Then we have South Kingstown Rocky Mountain, which is happening right now, followed by Scott Catholic, who is riding high, versus the Pueblo Azteca for fifth place. Then we get our championship at approximately 2, but at the moment, probably looking a little bit later at about like 2:30, but we'll see if we can make up time or something like that. Hard Hats versus Pinnacle Bank, then the ending to see who gets bronze. Thank you all for tuning in. Swung on and hit hard down the line and foul. I guess I'm late, but I should still do it for everybody else and the other fan bases. I'm going to create a little post. Ball gets by the catcher. Both runners move up. Kasabian's first ball, or second ball, and his first wild pitch at least. Roder Tolar to third. It's all on second, and Lyons pops it up. That could be playable. Never mind. Takes a bounce. Still bouncing. And grabbed by a girl in the front row. Ball now 1-2. Kasabian looking for his first K. Ball taken low. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grounded over to third. Hutchins has it. The throw to first is in time, and that'll be the inning. So Kasabian able to get out of it. Rocky Mountain hangs 6 on post 39, and now post 39 down 8 runs, trying to get back in striking distance.
Yeah, that was a big inning for Rocky Mountain. The Lobos, I know they started in the tournament 0-3, but they have definitely this weekend put on an impressive offensive display, and they've just been a very sound team. And you look back to last year, and we remember Rocky Mountain just having some real slugfests against some opponents where they would score 9 runs or more. And when Rocky Mountain gets going, look out. And right now, Lobos have taken command against post 39, South Kingstown, Rhode Island, and Lobos are 6 outs away from nailing down a victory, as they now have the 8-run margin that is required to be able to win a game at the end of 5 innings.
Yeah, well, we still have to go through 5.
Yeah.
So still guaranteed 2 innings unless Rocky Mountain gets to 15 above, which I don't really foresee happening. But then again, a 7-run inning after a 6-run inning is not unbelievable. That's hit softly up the line, and it will be scooped, pumping and throwing. A great stretch from Kozowski will get the out. And down goes Hutchins Jr. First out of the 4th, recorded for the pitcher, Kenny Crowder. Azteca here, pulling in.
There's Braxton Vale.
Yeah, his beats. All right, just posted the schedule to the Hard Hats TV YouTube page for all of you wondering. Grounded up the line, just a little foul. Now down on the count 0-2 to Kenny Crowder. This is Jonah Moniz being told to keep going by his dugouting coaches. I mean, as opposed to what? Like laying dead? No. But anyways, 0-2. Okay, swing and a miss for Crowder. And that'll be yet another out. 2 in a row. This one a K. Kenny Crowder's first. It'll bring up Westerfield. Um, Somebody I foresee taking the shortstop position on my all-tournament team. He has 10 singles, batting .500.
Yeah. Wow.
First pitch, inside ball taken. Some serious break on that pitch, though.
This may be his last at bat in this tournament. Be neat if he got a hit here and had more hits than he did outs.
It sure would. Another ball low. Two 0, another ball below the zone, and he might get walked. He was walked by Johnson in the first. Came around to score. Now has 7 runs. Been your perfect leadoff man. And a very good defensive shortstop. There's a strike in the zone. So we'll keep going. Crowder on the mound. Now a 3-1 count. The offering low, and it'll be a walk.
Well, that's a 500 hitter in this tournament. As you mentioned, Oliver, definitely worthy of all tournament consideration. What a great tournament by Mr. Westerfield. By the way, I don't know if you can see it over there, Oliver, in front of the Hall of Fame. There's a team picture of the Pueblo Azteca team in uniform. Pretty special
We took
moment
one on
right
their
there.
field.
Yeah, there you go.
They get one too. That's cool. Swung on in, floated into left. That may drop. Coming in, the left fielder will grab it. And that'll be the inning. Play made by, I believe that looks like J.J. Johnson out there, who must have moved around a little. Oh, fiddling with his hat. Ross Frank, it becomes undone. The wind a little strong here. And that'll end the inning. So, post 39 does not put up any despite the walk. No hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors. 1 man left on. That brings the left on base count up to 6. And still 10-2. We'll see if Tat Kasabian can keep them in this thing in the top of the 5th. Rocky Mountain looking like they're going to finish 3-0 at the end here on the final 2 days of the tournament against some really good competition.
Well, we've talked about how great the Omaha teams have played here between Pinnacle Bank Papillion, that will be in the 3rd place game, DC Electric Bellevue West, that will be in the championship game at around 2 o'clock today, and then of course the good showing by the Skyhawks of Omaha Scott Catholic, who will be in the game coming up next. But there's a lot to be said for the showing of the 3 Colorado teams, Pueblo Azteca, Premier West, who won earlier today 4-3 over the Post 22 Expos, as well as these Rocky Mountain Lobos that lead 10-2 going into the bottom of the 5th. I think that the 3 Omaha teams and the 3 Colorado Front Range teams have really represented themselves well in this tournament.
Yeah, gotta say that. Omaha still with a slight edge, but Colorado done their part for sure. We'll see how the Azteca do. Ball to the backstop. Now 2-0 for Kasabian here to Westdorf.
think the difference is the Omaha team's maybe a little stronger in the pitching department than the Colorado teams on the balance.
It could be. I gotta say also more D1 talent on the Nebraska teams than showing up for the Colorado teams. A lot of good JUCO talent for the Colorado teams.
You kind of wonder how much Colorado's getting recruited, though. I just
Yeah.
got to throw that out there because, Colorado doesn't have a team. Colorado State doesn't have a team. Um, Air Force does, but they tend to recruit nationally as an academy school. So, I mean, it's just a different baseball landscape for the graduate level.
Yeah, as opposed to like Omaha, like where you get Nebraska Omaha, who is able
Yeah.
to suck up a lot of local talent.
You've got UNO, you've got Creighton, you've got Nebraska, you have Iowa.
Inside ball.
You do not have Iowa State. They folded their baseball team a long time ago.
So a walk handed out to Westorp, his second of the game. He's reached all 4 times he's come up, scored in 2 of them, and J.J. Johnson back up here. Strike 1 from Kasabian. I do see Azteca here. I see the pony stick right here. 0-1, fouled away by Johnson. Johnson 2 sack flies on the day. Gonna be a lot harder to do it this time though. Grounded over to third. Hutchins has it, flipped to second. 1 and rules throw. Not going to be in time. He, I think, got ran over there at second, looking for batter interference. Runner interference, they're going to talk about it. 1 out guaranteed.
Oliver, is going to be the last broadcast I'm on with you in this tournament. Want to ask the question, kind of previewing the championship game between Missoula and
They do call it.
Bellevue West. You have a sense on it's going to really make a difference in that matchup?
Yeah. By the way, they call that a 5-4-3 double play. Say that the runner did interfere with rules throw. That ball fouled away. But the championship game depends on who Bellevue throws. They have some really good aces, and that offense always going to work. But Missoula, incredibly well-rounded, and have Sam Matisich. There's a huge heron or something flying over
That's a
there. Pelican, yeah.
That's a pelican.
Pelican flying around here at
I've
the
seen
stadium.
that pelican before.
You know his name?
No,
Oh, I was gonna shout him out.
just call him Pelly.
So Ross Frank hit by a pitch. He reaches base, and it brings up Ben Kozowski. Kozowski, 2 runs, a single, and a hit by pitch in this game, as well as a strikeout. He pops one up in the infield, and it should be the inning. Hutchins giving way, and Westerfield makes the grab. A scoreless top of the 5th for Tat Kasabian. Post 39 just needs to score 1 more, and they could continue in this game.
So as I look to the championship game, which will be played sometime around 2 o'clock today, we'll have it, of course, for you right here on Hard Hats TV. I have not seen DC Electric Bellevue West once. Somehow, some way, my schedule over here at the ballpark hasn't coincided with the T-Bird schedule, but I have seen Missoula plenty of times. The thing about Missoula that is so fascinating to me, I don't know if I can think of another Legion team that has a way of scoring runs in bunches and patches in just 1 or 2 innings and that being enough to win a game
Yeah.
than the Missoula Mavericks. They are the ultimate big inning team, And I think that's one of the mysterious things about a very
Mm-hmm.
successful Mavs team that I believe is over 20 games above 500 now coming into this afternoon's title tilt.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, they are quite interesting in that way. Um, no matter where in the order, it feels like when one of them gets on, everybody knows the operation. They go through with it, and you wonder why it happens there, but not other times. Another thing about Missoula, a very sound defensive team, very few errors that you will find. Reimer's a fantastic first baseman, Matisic a good third, shortstop usually Boyce does a good job out there, Nick Larson good, and then in center field, can't remember his name, but also
I
playing
think
pretty well.
it's Carter Taylor.
Yeah,
Yep.
Carter Taylor also playing well out there. Finn Davis also a good first baseman.
And a good closer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always impressed with how the Mavericks manager has a knack for knowing when to pull his pitcher. He's really got that down.
Mm-hmm. There were three big moments last game where a big pitch could decide things, and in that case, all three of them went to Missoula. 2-1 to Rule. He swings and lifts one into left. Johnson coming in on it. He will make the play. Out number one recorded here in the bottom of the fifth. If the Lobos can get out of this without a run allowed, that would end the game on mercy rule. So now, here comes Graham LaPlante. He does not have a hit in this game. Does have a walk. First pitch, curveball well outside from Kenny Crowder. Crowder with a real arch in his back. Take it low. Gonna take a nice day off tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Well, not really. I have to curate highlights and whatnot. I don't get it. Yeah, not right now. But I will sleep in. So there's something.
There's something.
Been getting up at 5:55 every day for the last couple days. There's a walk. Handed out to Graham LaPlante, his seventh of the tournament. One shy of Aiden Roberts for the lead. And the courtesy runner, Darren Clark, coming in now. Zach Preveet back up. Is that him? I think so. Strike one. Is that 28 though? No, that's 28. No, it is Preveet. My bad. I just had him mixed up with Mones at 25. Big off attempt. Not particularly close. 0-1 count. There's a curveball right down the middle. That thing hung around for a while. Preveet stays upright. Does not budge on a strike down the middle. 0-2. He swings and hits one into left. Johnson leisurely running after it. He will make the grab. And 2 outs now here in the bottom of the fifth. I want to give a huge shout out to all of the Rhode Island fans that have been on the chat over the course of this tournament. You guys have been great
You've been
supporting your
awesome.
team.
Shout out to you, Rhode Island fans. You've been awesome.
I know that it is rather expensive to come out here for something like this, but if you guys can, please do come back. Strike one.
I hope to come to Rhode Island someday. I don't know if it'll be to see our Creighton Blue Jays against Providence or something, but we just got to get out there sometime.
You could totally do that like right now. It's a feasible goal. Anyways, 0-1. Ball outside. They're going alone would be kind of weird.
That would be a little different.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. All right, 1-1. Swung on and hit hard into center by Creed. Coming in on it and making the grab is Westrop, and that'll be the game. The final score here, Rocky Mountain wins 10-2. They take home 7th place, finish on a 3-game win streak. Rhode Island finishes 2-4 with a good win in there, though, and split the 2 games with Rocky Mountain. Odd to see a 2-game series where there's 2 mercy rules for
It's very
each
odd.
team.
Very odd indeed.
But it was just, ran out of pitching, it felt like.
Yeah.
So no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, 1 man left on in that inning, and that'll be it. So the Lobos score 10 runs on 5 hits, commit no errors. Rhode Island scores 2 on 3 hits and has 2 errors. Thank you all for watching. The next one up, we've got Scott versus Pueblo for 5th. Thank you to all of the Rhode Island fans and the Rocky Mountain fans for being here in the chat. We appreciate it. And you guys can still watch the rest of it. Be proud of your team, especially Rhode Island. They were fighting with very limited numbers for the final couple days.
They showed out. They were great.
Aw. Yay. There we go. All right, so Rocky Mountain 3-3. They take home 7th place after starting the second to last day 0-3. They take home 7th, and a pretty good showing. Clearly, they've got a lot in the tank. They can compete at state, maybe even repeat. And we will see how it goes. So then we've got Pueblo Scott in a minute. Then we've got the championship around 2. We're a little behind right now. So, actually, no, we aren't. I set the time to 11:45.
There you go.
So I think we should be on track.
Well.
So we're doing well, and that'll be it. So thank you all for watching Hard Hats TV. I'm Oliver Fell from Mike Fell and myself. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your Sunday, or tune in to the rest of the broadcast. 3 more to go here in the 49th annual Firecracker Classic.